Here at DFW Fertility Associates, the nurses will interact with patients once they are directed to call in. They've already met with the doctor and established an initial plan. They will then call the nurse to ask questions and find out the next treatment. We will visit with them on the phone, we will reiterate the plan, and go through those next steps in helping them get scheduled. The patients call in, they want to discuss these initial treatment plans that were discussed at the new patient visit. So we will go over whatever type of treatment it is that they were discussed with at their visit. We'll talk about, whether it's intercourse cycles, IUI cycles, or IVF. We'll go over what those steps entail, how those appointments will fall, discuss calendars with them, and we try to educate them along the way, either by phone or in the office when they come in for those first appointments. When the patient comes in to start their treatment, they will have their ultrasound. They will then meet with the nurse to go over the medications. They'll get an instruction worksheet that guides them on the steps of the process, days that they need to be on the medications, appointment, and what to do in between appointments. Oftentimes collaborating with pharmacies to get medications sent to the patients. The nurse will give all that instruction to the patient at those visits. The nurse plays a large role in the IVF journey. She talks to the patient over the phone to establish the initial setup. When a patient calls in, they are now seeking to start the IVF process. We will instruct them to start birth control pills or whatever medication it is that will be beginning the process. We'll then start collaborating and making those initial appointments. They need to discuss the treatment plan and the schedule, whether that's laying out a calendar ahead of time or helping them figure out when their next scheduled visit will be. We will do our best to help educate them on the timeline, the number of appointments, and then get them scheduled accordingly. We specifically educate our patients on the IVF protocol by sitting down with the patient during a patient teaching visit. We call it a PreStart visit with the nurse. This is a one-on-one visit, lasts about an hour, where we will discuss the appointments, the medications in detail. We will then go over the protocol specific to that patient, and then we will discuss the calendar, all of the visits that they will have, as well as signing their consent forms. I think patients are often nervous before starting the IVF journey because they think the process does hurt. They have it in their minds that this is a process of a surgery and medications, but they're not really certain of what to expect. It does hurt a little. Patients have to be taught how to give themselves injections. The nurse goes over that at that teaching visit. We really educate our patients well. We give them teaching materials. We reiterate with videos and things that should give them confidence in what they're doing and make this less nerve-wracking. At that nurse visit, the PreStart visit, the nurse sits down one-on-one and hands the patient instructional worksheets on each medication. So we go through this in depth in the office. We do a demonstration for them. We let them, touch the supplies and get used to what it will be like at home for them. We give them guidance on the size of the needles. Each worksheet pertains to each medication. We also go through the process of side effects of these medications. We go through the process of the actual surgery itself, the preparation details that we need to do or have them do prior to their surgery. We instruct them on when to have intercourse before this procedure, or restrictions there may be while being on these medications, including diet and exercise. I think patients really get a lot out of that nurse visit with us because it gives them that confidence to go home and do it on their own. When patients have to give themselves these injections, these are of course hormones. So we talk to the patients about how their hormone levels are going to rise and what effects they may expect. Of course, these are injections, so they are going to hurt. We are teaching them how to give themselves an injection. As far as the side effects go, there's really not a lot of side effects. So we don't want patients to think that their hormone levels are going to be raging out of control. We think that they go through this process very smoothly with little to no side effects. A little bit of bloating, sometimes cramping and pinching in the abdomen where the ovaries are now being stimulated and growing in response to the medications. I think patients have concerns about What time are their appointments going to fall during the day, and how is that going to affect their work day? With our treatments, we do have to see our patients in the morning so that we can get same-day lab work. So we do direct our patients and letting them know your appointment will be in the morning. Generally, it's only about 15 or 20 minutes long. We call you at the end of the day to go over the blood work as it's resulted and after the physician has had a chance to review it. I think patients have concerns about the timeline and how long it takes to get from point A to point B. From the time they call us to initiate their treatment, it takes about 10 to 12 weeks to get to the embryo transfer process and to the pregnancy test. I think patients' biggest concern is this treatment going to work? And am I doing the medications correctly? We just like to reiterate that they are doing this, and we hope that they are successful in their journey. We reassure the patients and letting them know that they can call us and address their questions, concerns, or frustrations throughout this process at any point in time. There is always somebody available to talk to, whether that's over the phone, meeting with the physician, or one-on-one sit down with a nurse to address any issues that may be going on throughout the process. We want to encourage them that they are not alone on this journey. As a nurse, calling someone to give them bad news is just as painful for us as it is for them. These patients go through this journey and it's a long process. There's an emotional roller coaster, and when they're sitting at home waiting for us to call them with their lab results and we know that we have to deliver that bad news, it breaks our heart just as much as we know it will theirs. When we call them, we have to tell them we have unfortunate news. I'm sorry that it was not successful this cycle, and hopefully we can give them the reassurance that they have next steps in the journey and that we can walk them through it and start again. Here at DFW Fertility Associates, one piece of advice that we would give to our prospective and current patients is it's okay to be vulnerable in this situation. This is an emotional roller coaster. We want our patients to feel comfortable. We're here to support you in this journey, and we want you to know that we're welcoming you with open arms.